Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 413. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Sup, people? How's it going?
Carlos Romero.
Yo.
Adam Vale.
How you doing?
Brett Murdoch.
What up, people?
And Brian Manjoma.
What up?
All right, we are back with another one. First of all, Manny, I want to thank you for holding it down on the last episode. Good
No
stuff.
problem, man. Two times in a row.
Yeah,
that was
man.
pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. But yeah, because I remember, because I was listening to some of it, and you said you hadn't hosted in like 10 years. You actually hosted 2 years ago, but you didn't do show notes because you hosted 2 question shows, because I was out in like LA and San Francisco. So you hosted those, but you didn't have to do show notes. It's just a question.
No, I didn't need to just read the questions. No, this time around it was, like doing the full show because you were you were out. So, but it was like I even said on the show, I was like, I still do my show notes like I did when I was hosting them. Like when Rachel was producing, like the way we just like write jokes and like name the segments, all kinds of goofy things and stuff like that, kind of goofing on with some of the topics and stuff. Exactly the same. And I just had that moment. I was like, holy shit, I still do this thing the same way.
Yeah, no, we definitely do. Like, I just literally have, here's a topic, here's a link, that's it. No jokes.
No,
like,
it's still the same. Like, I get like, I think, what was it? The Sony section where Jim Ryan was called Why You Ryan?
Yeah.
Man, why you Ryan?
Why you Ryan? And then I forgot what the other one was.
Good stuff.
What is it? I think I called it a controversial Callisto Protocol or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, stuff like that.
But yeah, good stuff. But also, as you said on that show, we won't have Chris for the rest of the year. He had back surgery and all that, so he needs to heal up and stuff.
Yeah, so we're thinking. I mean, we still haven't. It's the end of the year, so we're not really thinking about. Having we're
not doing no replacement, because what happened is the last time we did that, we ended up with like a bigger cast. It worked out well for us, but it's like I think 7 guys is enough, because what's going to happen. We invite somebody, we get cool with them, they become family, and then we got a new member.
It's like Dragon Ball Z, right? It's like when Krillin was there, just came in and he joined the crew. Yamcha, then he came in and he drew the crew. Stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so but we will be having some guests because we have some special shows coming up. Last 2 shows of the year, as a matter of fact.
Damn.
But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it, man. Main kind of topic is it's always dictated by you guys, and you guys have been asking us a lot of questions about the Callisto Protocols. So let's get into it, man. Mob hits.
Speaking of which, how many of you guys are playing it? I saw Adam was playing it.
Me and Adam we're both playing it, but we're gonna get into that. So the first question is, for those who played it, which is me and Adam, that I know of. I don't know if anybody else is playing the game yet.
I know what happens.
Yeah, because you probably saw a stream, right?
Yeah, I watched the stream.
For those who played it, has the Callisto Protocol lived up to the hype, or did we get sucked into the hype?
Who wants to go? You want to go first?
I'll go first. And you guys said this on the last show, right? Something's up when the embargo for a game lifts at 9 p.m. the day before the game drops. You already know what's up, man. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, because I originally didn't plan to review this game, but it kind of fell on my lap. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll review it. Because I was anticipating this game. Glenn Schofield and all that, Dead Space. I always said I was more hyped for this than the Dead Space remake. I don't want a Dead Space remake. I want something new, right? So I was hyped for this game, obviously. You saw my tweets. You saw the first, my first impressions. I was like, yo, okay, because I'm playing on PC, by the way, right?
Epic fail.
Yeah, so it was all fucked up for the first day. It was like literally between every transition, right? The frame rate would just fucking go all over the place, right? So that was already bad enough, but like the combat.
You guys see people playing on Steam. They were hitting 14 Steam Deck. They were hitting 14 FPS and posting screenshots. 14.
Damn. Thankfully, that got patched up. Now it's fine. I don't have any performance issues. But the thing is, there's other underlying problems that you can't fix, right? Namely, the game is very over-dependent on... By the way, this is effectively my preview of my review. The game is very dependent, or overly dependent, I should say, on melee combat, right? And basically, you have like a dodge feature, and it kind of weirdly turns the game, and I told this to Adam before the show, turns it into fucking Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It really, you know,
well, it's Mike Tyson. You can block. You know,
there's blocking in this too, but
not really.
No, there's blocking. It just doesn't work. You know, so there's a lot of that. The enemies are all basically cut and paste. You do get a little bit more variety and stuff. And then here's something that really annoying for me. The game finally got interesting at the halfway point, right? Because usually when a game is done right, you get a gradual progression. You slowly feel like you're getting more and more powerful. This one is you're weak. Now I'm like, I feel like I'm OP. Like halfway through because you gave me the shit I actually needed. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? You know, stories, you know, it's a generic, hey, space station full of monsters. You got to escape. Usual thing. But that's not really too much of a problem. My main problem is the fucking the combat is whack, you know. It's just not very inspired. And I know some people have complained about the game being too linear because there's literally like it's just funnel you through. There's no real divergence. Past a couple little things here and there, but it just funnels you through. I personally don't mind that. That's how games used to be, and I'm like, after playing a million open world games, that's refreshing to me. I have no problem with that. But the gameplay is borked. You know, the only reason I'm really playing this game, besides the fact that I'm reviewing it, is because it looks fucking gorgeous.
I thought Brett was bored.
You know, no, he's bored. I said borked with a K.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. But yeah, the graphics fucking stunning. So I'm like, okay, that's keeping me going at least. And the story's, you know, like even though it's a generic bullshit, I'm like, okay, I at least want to see why these monsters are all over the place. But the graphics fucking incredibles. That is keeping me playing this game. But if it wasn't for that, I'd be like, bro, what the fuck are we doing here? You know. So no, it did not live up to the hype at all. I'm disappointed. This is easily my most disappointing game of the year. And I know motherfuckers say, what about Saints Row? I wasn't hyped for that game. I knew that was going to be bad, right? So hype me, you know, disappointed is when you expect something to be good and it's bad. Yeah, that's it. Even though I don't think this game's bad, I just think it's the lower end of meh. I don't know, whatever you qualify. It's the lower end of meh, you know.
To quote Carlos, dude.
Yeah. Welcome back, Manny. You know, Adam, what are your thoughts?
You know, after I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours in, and I hit up Rich. Rich over at the Coalition, and he's going to be doing the review for that one. This one I'm not doing the review, and I'm playing it. And I told him, I said, you know what? EA has been vindicated now. This is it. For the longest time, people kept throwing EA under the bus for the end of Visceral Games and the Dead Space series. Oh, look what they did with Dead Space 3. I'm like, what? They're the publisher. What did they? There was no serious microtransactions. If they did that, I get it. Like, I will get it. But no, not with this. So then they broke up the studio and they don't know anything. So okay, well here we go. We got Glenn Schofield back. Bring in this spiritual successor, and everyone's super hyped. And I was like, okay, yeah, we saw that one trailer. It looked pretty cool. And then when we find out that the Dead Space remake EA is making, and we saw a lot more of that than we did of this and some other things. But everyone's like, no, this is going to be it. This is the one. I'm like, yeah, well, remember they still did Dead Space 3, and that's the most recent out of all. You're still going back to 1 and 2 and harping on that. Like, those are the glory days. And I was like, yeah, but remember, they saw a progression. Glenn saw a progression for all this. It's like, whatever, So, I was excited to play it, but I never, even when I started playing this, Carlos sent me a text. He was like, it's this game of the year. I'm like, it's got the jump scares and stuff, but I don't see it. And yeah, like what Tony said, it's like it looks great when it's actually working well. Now I was playing this on the Series X, and so it was fine. It's a dark game. That's the other thing. If it's really dark, it's kind of hard to see all that. It's mainly just the frame rate when a lot starts happening where you notice certain things. But it says the combat system. It threw in a boxing combat system. Not even a good one. It's like, it tells you hold left, right? Not even timed basis, not like a prompt or anything. Just hold left or right, doesn't matter, right? But you can't do it twice. You can't repeat the side. I was like, okay, so I get it. My guy doesn't have any weapons, and this is going to be a slow process. It continues that way. For a studio that calls himself Striking Distance, there is no striking distance. This is close combat, nonstop, constantly. And that system may work on a one-on-one, but once you get 2, 3, 4, and then a heavy, it's horrible. It's horrible. And the fact that they want to make it a challenge. So everything is timed with like 5 or 6 seconds. Meaning if I go to heal myself, right, it takes like 5 or 6 seconds for the animation of taking out the health, injecting yourself, and to make a grunt, the whole thing. The reload, later on you'll get upgrades for the reload and stuff. But man, it is such a drag that you're trying to fight these guys. And yes, you have a health pack, you can heal, but you can't run. Can't move really that quickly. You can't even like sort of slow jog to get away to actually take the time to heal yourself. It's just one after another. And I was like, okay. And I was telling them before, I was like, they have no chapter select. So once you jump in this and you start going through, it's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, it's a linear game, but there are side paths. And there was one part I was like, you know what? I was running through and I think there was a corridor. Maybe I could pick up some resources. Maybe there was a way to find something. Let me say, oh, wait, what the hell? Well, there's no chapter select. There's something here. I had to look up online. It's like, oh, no, it's only up to whatever save file you created because you create manual saves that you can then reload. And even that's broken. So another part, I was playing kind of lengthy area, a lot of enemies fighting. I had to go step away for a while, so I created a manual save, stepped away, came back an hour later, load up the save file. It threw me all the way back at the beginning, as if I didn't do any of the work during that section I was. I'm like, this is bullshit. And then I loaded another save file, and they all did it. So it wasn't like that one got glitched out. All the save files I had were really just throwing me back at the beginning of whatever segment it felt, as opposed to like, oh, I just killed like 4 or 5 guys, went into a new room, create save file. No, we're going to throw you back before you fought those guys. This is ridiculous. It's not fun.
I gotta share a quick story just about that, right? So I did this one section and I got to the checkpoint, right? And then I was like, oh, I never checked this other room. I go to this other room, and there was a fucking gun upgrade there. I'm like, oh, shit, I need this, right? So I save it, thinking it's saved, right? Mm-hmm. Go out, get murdered. Fucking gun upgrade isn't there. So I had to do it again. And I kept getting killed. I did this 10 times in a row until I realized, okay, I got to kill because there was a robot and then other aliens. So I'm like, and the robot kept killing me. So I'm like, I got to take care of the robot, but I can't do that because I had no ammo, so I have to go back to this other area to get ammo. And my thing is like, you couldn't have had an autosave whenever you use those vending machines. Mm-hmm. Something simple as that would save people so much work, Like for example, like in Batman Arkham Knight, right? No, Arkham Asylum, right? The first open world one, right? And whenever you go through a door, it automatically saves. So that's what I would do as a checkpoint. Okay, I'm going to save right here. So if this game at least would have done that, because they're pretty plentiful with those machines or whatever, they have them all over the place. You could have done that. But yeah, that shit happened to me. So now what I do is when I check out where the last checkpoint is, if it says something seconds, then I'll do a save. It doesn't fucking matter anyway, but still. That's very frustrating. The saving system is all fucked up.
And then when you go into the animations, the combat, when he starts doing his little swing combo, you can still get attacked while you're doing the combo. So you can't even stop and like step back or anything because there is no step back juke motion. So if you're getting hit from behind, you can't see who's hitting you. And
I don't want to hear anyone complain about fucking Arthur Morgan being too slow when this guy's even slower.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it was just,
you're right. You can't like quickly dodge. You can't go back. You can't do none of that stuff.
No, that's it. And if they come at you, they come running at you. And what are you gonna do? You just gotta fight. And then they give you the grip, the power grip, and you can throw them and stuff. But it'd be great. And I see that when you upgrade it, there's other things you can do. But at the beginning, it's just pull and throw, and it's like you're looking for spikes or something to cause damage because you can throw them, but they'll just get up and start running at you.
Yeah. So. Big disappointment for sure.
Yeah, and the story, I like the setting, the prison on a plane and all that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's cool. It's okay. But I just wanted more interaction, especially at the beginning with the guy. Throw in a few more NPCs, some craziness going. I want to see maybe somebody trying to help, and then he dies in the process. Just the more, as opposed to this one guy saying, "All right, I'm going to be the boss. You do all the running around. You go find this. You go find that. You get in this." I was like, oh, God. It reminds me of Dead Space 1. When your guy didn't talk, and then those people were on the other side of the glass. Go do this.
They did that in this game too. The other side of the glass shit.
Yeah, the other side of the glass. It was like, go do this, go do that. Hey, I was like, oh.
And he doesn't say anything at the back like, "Hey, you do it."
No. And this one, he's just because he's a cargo pilot, and he's like, whatever, And it was like, well, we need this other person. You got to go over here and get this one, and you need this resource, and he's the only one. And it's just, I feel like they just could have fleshed it out. It's a prison. There's plenty of other characters they could have just thrown in, just like Walking Dead bait. Like, hey, I got this other guy. I'm gonna help you, and then all of a sudden, like mid mission, you see him getting chomped up or something, and it's like, damn, there's nothing you can do. But the story's not interesting. That's the sad part, and just playing through because the mechanic never changes, and that's just the gameplay. That's what I'm saying. Like when you were talking about, it's like, they can patch it to holy hell, but you can't refix the whole mechanic of the game.
Yeah, you can't. All right, the next question is still related. Should developers be held accountable for disasters like the Callisto Protocol and the recent Pokemon game? How much is enough time for them to run their games under quality assurance standards for this type of nonsense to stop happening, especially for seasoned developers? They should know better. Here's the thing. I always blame the guys above the developers when this type of stuff happens, right? And we have a question about this later on. I do believe this game was pushed out fast to get ahead of the Dead Space remake that's coming out next month. So no, you should, I don't hold developers too much accountable for this, because it's really more of the people above them. And as we said many times, video games are not like movies where you go, oh, you have a 90-day shoot. Doesn't work like that. Most games don't even come together until the last couple months or whatever. So you can't be like, you need to do it under this. It doesn't work like that.
So what part do you blame on it? Are you saying that that's because of the performance with the FPS and then the missing effects and stuff, or just the overall gameplay structure? Because
I'm for this question, I'm mostly talking about the performance stuff.
Okay.
Like if somebody just designs a bad game, they're just lacking talent or something. Who knows?
But this game was mostly a console game, and as far as I know, the console versions run fine.
PS5,
something's missing on it. Yeah,
PS5 runs fine. Xbox is fucked up.
Yeah, well, it's not that it's fucked up, but it's missing some of the effects. Digital Foundry found some things were missing. I guess there's shadows and stuff like that, and you don't see that.
But it's the PS5, and I guess it's no surprise that PS5 developers actually help make this game.
Yeah, they got sent in. But then that just tells me that's either two things. Either they reached out and said, hey, we're having issues getting this port running on it, or Sony said, hey, can we see a build? Like, how's it looking? Oh, yeah. And like, that ain't going to cut it. We're sending Jimmy and the boys. They're going to come and help you out, because
I know they did the motion capture in their because they use Sony's motion capture studio. It's
that's cool.
Yeah.
But you can't really go, you need this much time to make the game. It doesn't work like that,
Yeah, it's a hard one to it's a hard one to gauge, because it's like, obviously everything, there as we said before, there's developers and stuff there's negligible bugs, and then there's like game breaking bugs, and I think that most of them are trying to squash the game breaking bugs and more than just the little minuscule ones. But like a game like Cyberpunk, it's there's so many bugs that game can have, because it's all like open world.
So I'm trying to find the original date, because remember that Dead Space remake got rescheduled, right? They pushed it to January. What was the original date? Was it supposed to be before or in the same month?
I could have swore
it was like November. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, because I always thought that the whole thing of, we need more time, I thought it was bullshit. I thought they wanted to stay out of the way of Protocol, because they figured Protocol was going to get all the attention because of who's developing it and the connection behind the scenes development wise. So they were like, let's play it safe. Let's go after it. I don't know if it was before that, but I know I felt like we heard about it shortly after we heard about Protocol, because Protocol we heard first.
Yeah, we heard about that one first. Yeah,
we heard about that one first, and then a little after that's when we saw this Dead Space remake.
And remember, we were kind of joking. It's like, oh, what they're doing this now because of Callisto Protocol.
Yeah.
Even though I think they really just did it because they saw the success of the Resident Evil remake and all that. So I'm never going to hold developers too accountable unless anybody feels otherwise on the panel.
Well, I'm just holding them accountable for just the game itself.
That's what you hold them accountable for.
The mechanic, the story, the whole progression system, like you said, that you have to go halfway through just to where it starts getting good with resources, and next you're overpowered at that point. It's like you have to have people do quality assurance and testing and playthroughs. Maybe they didn't bother. Maybe they just put it all together and they're like, all right, how are we going to sprinkle out these upgrades? Put it at, hour 15 and then just spew it.
Yeah, I blame the developers on that stuff, like the game design and all that. All right, moving on here. Logic wins. Given PlayStation's track record for releasing award-winning / well-polished games, would the Callisto Protocol have received better reception among critics if it had been a PS4, PS5 exclusive, for the simple fact that there's a general expectation that PlayStation exclusives are supposed to be good? Is it possible hold on, let me finish this question. Is it possible that our expectations for a game can make us believe we're playing a better game than what's actually in front of us? For some people, yes, but in this case, if this was exclusive for PlayStation and it released as is, people would be like, what the fuck happened? Yeah. This is not up to the quality of your standards, Sony.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if by that logic
wins.
By that same logic, the Order 1886 should have been the most amazing game ever made on the planet.
That's right. Yeah. By that logic, yeah. So there is no thing like, oh, just because it's a Sony game, the fanboys obviously do.
Yeah,
like you already saw these idiots call them but it's a superior version. So PlayStation, the superior version of a mad game, bruh. That's not something to brag about.
All right, so real quick. So it was originally supposed to release in the window of October 2022, the Dead Space remake.
Interesting.
And then pushed it because then I'm reading where it says, we're delaying from our October 2022 plans to January just to do some more touch-ups. And I have a feeling they only did that to get out of the way of Protocol, because then we really didn't know when Protocol was going to release. They just said 2022, and then we saw that date. And I was like, oh, okay. It's not a filler. Usually anything in December is listed as filler because I'm not really going to be there. They're just shooting at it. But no, they hit the date. So it was going to release earlier.
Yeah. So I don't think if it was a PlayStation exclusive, it would have been received better. It would have been the same deal. It's just the reports about bugs wouldn't have been there, but people were like, yo, what's up with this game? People would have expected a lot more, So that wouldn't have helped it. All right, next up, Chakzilla. All right, was the Callisto Protocol pushed out early to beat Dead Space the remake? Yes. I think that's fair to say, right?
I mean, it definitely seems that way.
He says, just seems like they could have polished the PC and Xbox version, maybe added the bells and whistles to the performance and game engine. The graphics are top notch. It just seems like they focus on those areas to push sales and will finish the performance over the next 6 months. I don't think this game's going to be in the conversation in the next 6 months. But it does seem like they rushed it for sure,
There's so many improvements that they need to make to this thing. But at least on the PC end, because it's still rough for a lot of other things.
Yeah,
it's sad. It's sad because I never thought this was going to be game of the year or this type of, because it's a horror game. First of all, most of the time that doesn't happen. But I was expecting at least for it to be solid with the gameplay. It's like, well, you can't screw up. That's what we loved about Dead Space was the gameplay mechanics. And if these guys are the ones behind it, and unless there's certain copyrights that they can't integrate, like one of the things that I miss that I can't wait to do in Dead Space is just that ground navigation map. Remember? Whoop, and then just
this didn't have that either. Like, what the fuck?
Nothing.
No map.
Nothing,
no map
at all. And I'm like, that's one of the most iconic things that Dead Space had. Remember? The whoop? Just
man.
Why?
Wait, the what?
The whoop. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police.
If you guys look it up on YouTube, MIT students during that time actually created a real version of that to run on a phone. So you can put your phone and it would light up a track, and they were trying to make like this GPS system that would work lighting up underground. Like, it was awesome. But damn, man, it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah, for sure.
Really sad.
By the way, Checkzilla wishes all us happy holidays and New Year. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Next
it.
up, who is this? Drunken Demon? Who is this character, man?
Is he related to Killer Pigeon?
He might be. He might be. I
Hoboken.
suspect he has a very dashing personality and soft-spoken way of mannerisms and all that. Anyway, might be a shit talker though sometimes, and a cheater at races too. But we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, he's definitely. I'm pretty sure he's that.
Cool accent though. I like the accent. All right.
Hoboken.
Yeah. So he goes Horizon Forbidden West. Now Callisto Protocol. How did we get to a point where New Game Plus is DLC? Everything's DLC, man. Remember, there used to be things we used to call them unlockables. They don't. Those don't exist anymore. Everything's just DLC now. So I'm not surprised.
Oh.
Yeah. Somebody snoring. What the fuck is that?
I think somebody fell asleep.
No, that's my dog snoring. Sorry.
Oh, damn. I thought it was Richard Bailey, man. Richard. He's in the chat right now too. When Richard falls asleep during the podcast.
Rich, he remembers from we were playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Remember, aka Broke Point, and we're playing it, and I'm on one side of the map, and I'm talking to him, and then he went quiet for a while. And I'm like, "Yo, Rich, where are you?" And that game was so boring. That dude fell asleep. he fell asleep.
Broke Point is boring point.
It was so boring. Yeah.
Quick shout out to Piggy Dan for donating some bits. He says British.
Yeah, British.
Getting some shillings.
Rich says Ghost Recon put him to sleep. Man. So yeah, that's the world we live in now, man. Everything's DLC.
Well, it's not even
DLC. Everybody's putting out half a game and then patching it later.
From what I understand, I haven't beaten the game yet, but from what I understand, this game apparently ends on a cliffhanger. Right, so I guess that's what the DLC's for,
No, well, I thought it's because they plan on making. So from what I understand, like you said, is that the PlayStation exclusive content is New Game Plus. So it's going to add some weapons. It's going to add some new challenges. But they had plans of making this a franchise.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So that's why it's open, and it's only 8 hours. And apparently, that's what they say, 8 hours.
It's probably more because I'm about 8 hours.
Of course, we're roaming because we're roaming. Yeah, we're roaming. Maybe if you just go from door to door to door, but I don't play that way. I go everywhere. I go under the stairs. I see a door. Oh, it's like, put one of those little energy cells to activate. Well, let me go find one or craft one, and then activate and go in there and find some goodies. So yeah, it's more than that, but still, they had plans of franchising. I don't know if that continues if the sales aren't there. We don't know the numbers yet. It's still early.
I don't think this game's gonna sell.
I'm sure, but I have a feeling, just like what they said with the Pokemon issue, a lot of people had pre-ordered. Regardless, they didn't even get to play. They pre-ordered based on the hype. So many people were high on this game beforehand. Once they found out who was behind it, the team, the members, and they saw it, they were like, "Oh, I'm in." Pre-ordered. Will they return for a sequel?
Yeah, shout out to Mob Hits for the cheers. Appreciate that. But yeah, no, you're right about that. All right. Next up, another one from Drunken Demon. Is anyone planning on playing Monster Hunter Rise on PlayStation or Xbox come January? Nah, I'm good. I played on PC, which I'm pretty sure this is just going to be a PC port. It still feels like a Switch game. No matter what, it still feels like a Switch game. Like, I've been saying this for years now. Like, I don't give a fuck about this. I want Monster Hunter World 2 or Paradise, as it's apparently.
I mean, they're probably not going to upgrade all the models.
It's the PC port. It's just the PC port, and the
PC one didn't. Yeah, they didn't do anything. They just put some better textures on everything.
That's it. That's it. So no, and again, it feels like a Switch game at the end of it. So no, I'm good. We'll wait for the real deal, What about you, Brian, for no particular reason?
Well, I heard it's coming to Game Pass, so I'll try it out there, but don't think I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. I think that's probably best. By the way, do you have any thoughts about DLC being like after the fact?
For no particular reason.
I mean, for no particular reason. New Game Plus being DLC, I should say.
It's just really weird because Elden Ring can do it. So why can't? Well, the Souls franchise can do it, but yet it seems like here in the West, developers don't seem to understand New Game Plus. It's like, oh, DLC? I guess we don't understand how to make a New Game Plus. Whereas like Miyazaki is like, okay, cool, just New Game Plus. How many of them?
Yeah.
All of them?
All the time.
God of War also doesn't have New Game Plus.
Yeah, it's just very weird. Yeah. No, back in my days, you got New Game Plus as a thing. It just came with New Game Plus. Now it's like, oh, you get the game first. Well, like 80% of a game, and then it's like, okay, you patch it, and then you get New Game Plus afterwards. It's like, why can't you just add it on day one? Like, is it really that? Is it that hard or?
Spider-Man. Remember, Spider-Man had that shit later on. It came out.
Like all those games, like God of War, the 2018 didn't have a New Game Plus. Spider-Man didn't have a New Game Plus.
Last of Us 2. Remember, there was a New Game Plus. I think
Miles Morales makes you play the New Game Plus to get the platinum.
Yeah,
that's
I remember having discussions about Red Dead Redemption 2. And discussing about, what do we think about the fact that it wasn't coming with multiplayer back in the day one. And I remember someone saying, hey, man, I understand that probably Red Dead Redemption 2 campaign is going to be worth the money, but this trend is not going to be good. And then, man, has this person been right? I'm going to say it might be a little Miss Cleo moment because every fucking game has this already. It's like it's either games are promised features and come out patched later. Games are promised to come out as games, but somehow don't come out complete games and are patched later. I'm looking at Halo Infinite, and there's games that come out and are broken for some systems and are patched in later. I'm looking at Cyberpunk. I'm looking at Callisto for PC, Pokemon, and all that bullshit that's been going on with that. It's like, man, when is enough? Like everyone's fucking doing it, and stuff with multiplayer and New Game Plus. I don't know if that was promised on those particular games, but yeah, they feel like, oh, we're technically not complete with our games, so let's give them part of a product, and we'll throw in the rest of the bits later on.
Yeah,
and it's just a bad precedent to set when everyone just takes different types of approaches to game development these days.
Yeah, it's a damn shame, man. All right, moving on here. Jay Shep in the house. All right, so his question is, how critical is Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard to the determination of Game Pass's price point after the price increases? I'm not sure I understand the question.
How critical? I think implying that if they were going to raise the price of the service without having Activision, like could they do it? Would people be willing if eventually they say, "Hey, listen, we're bumping up to $20"? Yeah, but what happened? You didn't get the Activision, so I think it could be seen as critical because it's you can't just bump it up like we've seen with other TV streaming services, and actually take things away and not add anything. People are gonna get pissed. Yeah, they want to feel like they're getting something extra.
When we're talking about the increase of Game Pass, sort of the Activision game exclusivity for Game Pass was kind of baked into that theory. So yeah, to answer Jay Shep's question, it's definitely takes a hit.
It's key. Just like when Ultimate went up in price, and when before it wasn't the 14, and people were like, oh, what am I getting? Well, you're getting EA. Remember that whole EA Play? That was a big deal. It's like, oh well, I'm getting all these EA games. It's like, okay, that's fine, I guess. It's a whole back catalog of games. So, and the sport games are all there. Granted, it's a year old for all the sport games, but eventually, the newer ones get there.
Yo, Adam, were you there for my Game Pass announcement?
Yes. When you stepped away, that's all right. I did it. Remember, I did that. the 2 years, well, a year or two before Dutch arrived. I think it was a year before. It was after.
But then you met Dutch.
Yeah, no, he changed everything. When what was it? It was when I was playing with Brett. We were playing Sea of Thieves that time. And right after that, it was expiring.
You did not like that game.
No, I didn't. And I was like, you know what? If this is all they're going to give me right now, I don't need it. You know, I already got all the third-party stuff. I don't need it. I'll wait till some first-party stuff. And then Halo Infinite got me back. And then I got Dutch, and we were hanging out. He's high-fiving. I'm like, okay, we'll play multiplayer. And then it got boring real quick. But then there was other stuff on there, and been playing a lot of other things. But yeah, I took a break. That was like a year off.
I wonder if it gets rid of my. I wonder if that still shows up. You know how when you look at your profile on Xbox, it tells you like how many years you've been on.
No, because it still kept. At least mine is still there, and I was off for that time. It still says how many years I've been on, and I noticed that when we watched. Remember that thing they sent that it showed us the 20-year anniversary and all that. It threw all those numbers. There was that little walkthrough presentation.
Yes.
Remember that? Yeah, that. And it still had it listed. So it counts as the count, just your account still being open with. You didn't close your Xbox. You just stopped paying for the subscription, but they still count you as a member of the family. The dates don't change. Yeah.
By the way, if you want to know about me and Xbox Game Pass, you could read about it on Kotaku. They wrote a whole article about it. Fucking assholes.
Wait, what?
Remember?
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember. Man.
First guy that mentioned in there. Oh, reporters like Tony Polanco. It was two motherfuckers. Me and Gene. That was it. There was no trend. You guys are. You know what? I'll stop. That's fucking stupid.
They have to do it. It's all about content. It's all about creating.
They literally saw all this shit on Twitter, like, "Oh, we should write a story about that."
I mean, there's no news here.
By the way, Kotaku wasn't the only one. There was a bunch of sites that did that shit. You know. Thank you for the attention. I guess idiots. All right, moving on here. Kishak.
But by the way, notice that you did not mention the actual writer, from Kotaku, because nobody, all those writers.
Well, you don't need to do that. You don't need to. It's not about giving them advertising for talking shit.
I actually don't know who wrote that, but whatever.
Exactly. Here's the thing. That's the thing. It's the void that is Kotaku, because most of their articles read exactly the same.
Yeah. But it's always through the publisher. I mean, that was the same thing when Tony had that issue with Nintendo and the Grand Theft Auto. They name dropped just one company out of all the others that he has listed that he freelanced because that's all that mattered, and that was going to get the attention.
Yeah, ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on. Kishak. So this one was funny because he wrote this whole thing, and I was like, "Hey, where's the question?" So he added it in there. Ever since the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal was announced, people have been saying that PlayStation can develop a competitor to Call of Duty. I find that statement highly suspect. Call of Duty is like Coca-Cola in the drinks aisle of the average convenience store. To say that you can compete head-to-head with Coke is making that argument in bad faith. None of PlayStation... let me finish. None of PlayStation's shooter IPs are even on the same scale or even the same tier as Call of Duty. Continuing with the drinks analogy... The Killzone franchise is equivalent to Muggs root beer, not even A&W. Resistance is Snapple, and if anyone still remembers, SOCOM is prune juice because that's how old and irrelevant the franchise has become. Damn!
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you got to remember, we still got Pepsi, and Pepsi has Mountain Dew, and Mountain Dew has Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So it all triples.
So the question is, so in the end, do you guys think Sony can compete against Coke, a.k.a. Call of Duty? No. And I'm going to tell you why. Because people, ever since Modern Warfare came out in 2007, everybody has been trying to do it, and nobody has done it, right? They made Battlefield into a modern game. They made Medal of Honor into a modern game. They made so many Call of Duty clones. Nobody has been able to do it. So, no. We said this before. This isn't anything new, because people just think, oh, yeah, just come up with your own Call of Duty, as if it's that easy. Come on.
Once now. Call of Duty has two things running for it. Not only are they still making quality titles, but at the same time, they have the eye of the zeitgeist.
Yep.
They are the
they're established.
The first person shooter. That's it.
People will see any other. It doesn't matter how good they are. They'll see them as clones. They'll be like, oh no, it's just like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto will always be king. It doesn't matter what happens with the story and the content for the next one, as long as it has the modes and the familiarity with the gameplay. People will be like, yeah, that's Grand Theft Auto. Gotta get it. It's
all about being. I'll give you a point. This is like music wise, but it's the same thing, right? Metallica came out with a new single, right? Everybody was talking about it, all YouTube, all day, every day, all reaction videos, right? Megadeth came out with a new album last month. You didn't hear anything of that level. It's because Metallica, by the way, the song's not even that good. By the way, the song is Megadeth came out. Their album is fucking awesome, right? And there are way better bands than Metallica, but Metallica has that zeitgeist name, so they get the attention. You know, it's the same thing with Call of Duty. It doesn't matter. Call of Duty has that name recognition. You know.
So when Sony purchased Bungie for Destiny, do you think it was just for them to keep doing Destiny? Because I assumed it was for them to also create a new first-person shooter.
It could be. Remember, they claimed that they're creating 10 live service games. You know.
Well, not just in Bungie. It's just Sony in general.
Yeah. So no. Think about it, right? Fucking Destiny came out. It wasn't no Call of Duty. It did very well, but it wasn't no Call of Duty. You know, that's on a whole other tier.
And that's the thing. Not everybody's into space shooters. If you're a gun enthusiast and you love doing that and paintballing, whatever, you're not going to go for a space shooter. Yeah. You're going to stick with Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's the thing, Blitz. You're right. He goes, sad thing is Halo used to be or could be have been that. Here's the thing. Yeah, there was a point where everybody tried to make the Halo killer, right? And ironically enough, it was Modern Warfare that killed Halo. Well, after that, it was over. People were like, fuck that space shit. I want that real combat stuff.
But remember why that was. And it was because Halo proved, because a lot of publishers didn't want to do it, that you can do a first-person shooter on a console with a controller. Because it was the theory at the time was like, no.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Keyboard and mouse. That's it. You can't use a controller. What, for first person? That'll never work. And they pulled it off. And once they did, then it was like, oh, wow, okay. So then you got all the other shooters. Call of Duty came with that mechanics system, and it worked great, and it copies over. And it just made Halo look like crap. You know, with the control scheme. It's like, well, yeah, it's not great, but they just at the time proved that it could be done with a control.
Yeah, because before that we had every first-person shooting game on console always had weird controls. There was no standard, you know. Wow. Like remember, there was like aiming, like moving. It was like the analog.
That was it. There was no in between spots. It was
exactly. So Halo opened it up, but Call of Duty was again. It gave people something that no other first-person shooting game had done, like modern warfare. You know, and obviously with the polished gameplay, because Call of Duty was already highly praised before Modern Warfare. People liked the series already. It was already a very well regarded series. But that's Modern Warfare
because it was Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor, because remember that's what we got Call of Duty after Medal of Honor.
Yeah, because remember there was a point. It's like every shooting game was like either a space game or a World War II game. That was it. These guys were like, we're gonna. And here's the thing. Apparently, Activision. It was Activision, right? They were like, no, you can't do a modern game. What the fuck? They had to push back. No, this game is dope. It's gonna be good. You know.
And the dudes left from Infinity Ward. Yeah, they left, and there was a whole big thing, and a few other people had also left. So,
yeah. So there you go, man. Listen, you can't just, we're going to make our own Call of Duty. It doesn't work like it. People have been doing that since Modern Warfare, and no one's done it. Think about it. Like I said, Medal of Honor and Battlefield both went into modern times. None of them hit like Call of Duty has. It doesn't work, you know? That's just how it is. So don't expect somebody to just whip one of these games out, you know.
Once you have the zeitgeist, it's hard to get out to get people to think of anything but that for that specific genre. Like it's like after I mean I would say once Fortnite started a little. I mean, PUBG had the ire for a while, but they didn't have the budgeting to, on the level of a Fortnite. And then now everybody's trying to do their own Fortnite, and that's not working.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Fortnite, like you said, has the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
So it is. All right, moving on here. Tumeke. who is joining us tonight in the chat. Change of pace right now for the show. So it's that time of year. We got this question last year too, but I guess this is going to be an annual thing because it's fun. It's that time of year again. What was the greatest gaming-related Christmas present you either received or gave?
Gaming related.
I don't think I've ever given a gaming related present.
I never gave in. Yeah, I don't think so. Not
I mean,
Christmas.
I feel like I've given a game or two to probably Adam or my brother.
Yeah. I gave Tony Goat Simulator.
Oh, actually, no.
I don't think it was Christmas, but it was a birthday when you gave me the PlayStation 2 with God of War. That was a birthday.
Yeah. Oh no, gamer related gift was this is not anything that was actual produced, but for Christmas, I don't know, 2008, 2005. 2006. Yeah, 2006. I gave Adam the Gears of War money.
Money, right? That was like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yep. That thing. I at the time I'd have been going through some hard times, especially with transitioning from one job to another, and the other job wasn't paying me right, and all this other stuff. So I didn't have no money for the following Christmas that I was at the new job. So I made people gifts. So I made.
I still have it up there in my gear shrine.
Yeah. So was it that year? I gave one of my cousins a drawing, because he was into rollerblading and skating, and then Adam, there's these customizable figures called monies that you could buy from Kid Robot. You could literally paint and do everything. So what I did was I made the little chest plate, I made the eyes, did all the thing, painted it up, and I recorded the whole, got the whole process down. And then I gave it to him for
in a box. It looked like it was store-bought. They had
I went for broke on it, because back in those days, that was when first Gears 1 came out, and Epic was totally into having fans, pushing the thing and all that other stuff. So I with one of their fan packs, they had the texturing, they had all the different stuff. So I did up the whole box, covered the box over with all kinds of cool stuff, put some stuff inside, painted a couple of items, and then and then I got in trouble.
Well, it would look too good. That's what happened. It looked too good, and
it looked like an official product. That's how
people were. You could see in the comments when he posted, people were like, "I want this. They want to buy it." So they Epic sent him a cease and desist because they thought he was manufacturing. That was like, "Oh, hey, I'm making."
Yep, I got a cease and desist from Epic Games, and then we'll go back in the day because Kotaku used to be about the people. Yeah, but back in those days, they used to be about the people. So me and a friend of mine decided we had a little website where I showed the process of it. This is pre-Twitter. So I took the cease and desist and I just sent it to one of the writers. And the writer is like, "Hey, remember that Gears of War money that came out we showed a while ago? Well, Epic Games doesn't like it." So it caused this big stink. And then I got not long after that, I got a official apology from the president of Epic Games at the time. And then I got a personal apology from the vice president who was talking to me about it. So I still have all of that stuff. But yeah, it was a pretty funky journey. And at the time, I was working full time on animation, and I didn't need all that craziness to be happening around me. I just wanted to make Adam something really nice, something that no one ever had. But But the sad thing is that Epic Game was on a tirade at those days. Their lawyers were they're out of control. They were sending cease and desist to people who were painting murals of Marcus Phoenix on their ceiling, all 16 Chapel shit like that. And some guys who were making the Lancers, they were getting cease and desist. So I wasn't the only one. And I got emails, at least from back then, people scared out of their mind. Oh, what the fuck do I do? I just wanted to make this thing. So, but all of this stuff together, and this was also Epic's biggest property at the time. This made them change their how they address fan works. So in the future, nobody's going to get cease and desist for making Gears of War suits and stuff for themselves, or painting stuff in their house.
Everything changed.
Everything changes.
Yeah. Then they started doing big promotions after that for the Gears 2 and 3, and Cliffy coming out and meeting people, and they were promoting people that had the tattoos. I have a Gear tattoo. There was other people that did them, and they were posting on the website and stuff.
But yeah, that was possibly the biggest gaming related gift, and it wasn't even an official product. It was something I made with my own hands.
That's it. That would be my answer then too. What he sent me, because I had nothing else.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, I got to change and I do have an answer actually. Last year, the whole family pitched in to get all my nephews gaming PCs.
So, all right, nice.
Because I don't really, me, I'm not a gift giving guy. I think this.
What are you talking about? I get boxes from you at least
But I gave Adam something, so I'm going to count that. That's the only gift I gave. Adam fucking cut me off. Again, I don't give gifts, but I gave Adam something. Not at Christmas, but I'm going to count as a Christmas present.
I'll accept.
So there you go. Yeah, I gave him a box.
Since there were so many of them, some of the things haven't been touched.
It seems like every December you seem to send him a care package of all the old equipment that you.
And I'm probably gonna send him more because I still got more shit I don't need.
There you go. I'm like Tom Hanks on the island in Castaway. I'm like, where's that supply drop?
It may come late because I don't ship them out on time, but you get them eventually.
Eventually get it. And then my wife gives me the weird look. She's like, and you didn't buy all this stuff. It looks untouched. This stuff. I was like, no, he sent me all this.
Yeah, you're right. Half that shit I didn't even open. you know? Adam, again, because they keep sending me stuff. I'm like, I don't need this.
I mean, we got a couple of fans that that need some controlling. They need to be able to control their games that they're going to be playing over.
Shit out.
Come on, man. You're right there in the city. It's easy.
I should do it from work. That'd be fucked up. Imagine that.
Damn.
Nah, man.
I could probably do that. You just do it from the city or whatever. Go to 34th Street.
Yeah, it's not that far. Well, to be honest, there's a post office that's actually not far from you over there.
Is there one
Don't
on Times
they
Square?
pick up now?
There's one on Times Square.
Actually, there's a pickup. I wonder how big the packages are because of my new apartment. They have a pickup thing.
That's what I'm saying.
You could be able to do that as long as you pay the
pickup fee thing.
You play you create the label and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's it. They know that when they show up at the site, the mail guy not only to drop off but to take something back.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's it.
But yeah.
All right. What? Anybody else? Brett, gaming present giveaway, best one.
Or received.
Yeah. Let's go with Gabe because we answered received. Before. Okay. Yeah. Let's go with Gabe this time.
I gave an Xbox to a girlfriend once.
Nice. Oh, by the way, I got another answer. All of Throwdown gave away a PlayStation 5. That's true. To a fan, So there you go.
That was when it launched.
That was at launch, yeah. So there you go.
You gave away a launch PlayStation.
That was a cool one,
Oh, I did my brother Josh, the original Xbox. Got him the original Xbox modded and everything. I did that. That was a Christmas gift.
Nice. Brian, what about you?
I don't think I have anything. So skip me, I guess.
Yeah. Bliss wants to know if has anybody gotten a shitty gaming gift, like a grandparent that gave you a copy of ET.
Oh, Karate Champ. I'll always remember that. Christmas we got Karate Champ. Man, that is a horrible game.
That's a controversial statement right there because there's a lot of people that live on that till this day. There's tournaments and
they love that game, but it's horrible.
Karate Champ. Yeah, well, that was the thing. So Arcade
one's better.
Arcade one up made a Karate Champ cabinet. Right?
Drunken Guardian says it was fun.
See, that's what I'm saying. And they made this cabinet, but the pre-orders were so low for it that they scrapped it and they made it a combo thing with Burger Time. And then Burger Time got the box art, but the controls were the same because it's got like some weird two-stick system with the buttons, that type of thing. And but yeah, it's a controversial thing. And everyone kept saying, "I was like, why are you going with Karate Champ for an arcade cabinet?" I was like, "There's a huge following. People like it." And sure enough, like the guys in the chat, there is a community for it. People
There's
think
a community,
it's
but
very
not enough
technical.
to buy an arcade cabinet.
I mean, I think it would have been better if it had the Karate Kid tie-in, because that's what they were going off of. If they could have gotten the rights to that, I think that would have been pretty good.
They probably should have had another more well-known arcade game, not Burger Time, but something karate related.
Yeah,
with it. But anyway, wah, wah. But yeah, that was probably and what was it? Something Assault. It was for Sega CD. I can't remember.
Oh, Sewer Shark for me.
Something Moon Assault or something like that, or Mars Assault or something like that. It was a fighting game with robots, and you could like rip each other's arms off and all that. By all means, sounds like a cool idea, but it was kind of a really badly controlling fighting game.
I remember one gift that you got. I don't know what it was for, but you called me and I had to go over instantly, and it was Way of the Warrior.
Remember that?
You're like, Rob Zombie music in a game, real people. I was like, all right, that's it. And then I went over there.
Yeah, I was watching this video from Loudwire. It was like, what was your gateway band? And one of the girls on there, she was like, I played this game called Way of the Warrior, and it had White Zombie on there, or was it White Zombie, right?
It was White Zombie, yeah. It was literally all of La Sexorcisto on that soundtrack.
So it was kind of fun to hear about that game outside of us. We're like the only motherfuckers I know that talk about that game. Yeah, Naughty Dog, by the way, people,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I knew I hit the edge when I saw the spider.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. All right, moving on here. Do you have a game that has stayed with you long after playing it? It could be the story really hit you, or maybe it's a tune from the game that is constantly popping in your head, or it could be some epic multiplayer experience that you reminisce about. So yeah, games that have stayed with you.
Oh, Gears it'll always stay with me, and it's because of the co-op.
Because you got a tattoo.
You got a tattoo on your
head. But besides that, there's a reason for it. It wasn't just
that and Diablo.
But it wasn't so much of just that the game. It was the fact that it was the first real online co-op with a buddy to play, my buddy Mike, and this is the first time we were like, all right, we have 360, we played the game together, but never like this. We played your buddies, you do this, you do that.
Adam, you're cutting out a little bit.
Oh no, but it's for me. It was that. It was definitely Gears, and just that experience having with a buddy of mine, just playing the story together, and I always remember that. So even now, to this day, now we're playing A Way Out. We've been playing together in this way, video games for over a decade now, and that's what we focus on, these co-op games, and we just run through and beat them. But yeah, Gears started it for us, and so I'll always, every time I think of Gears, that's what I think of. I think of the first time getting that experience, really getting hooked in a co-op game, and that's it. Gears.
Manny, you know Mike.
Manny
know Mike.
I probably do know Mike. For me, it's obviously the Metal Gear franchise. It's one of those franchises that me and Adam started playing when we were on little kids on a Nintendo Entertainment System, taking turns. One person was manning the map, one was playing the game, vice versa, and then just follow
remember when we saw the map layout for like that tunnel when you're trying to get to, and it looked the same. It was just go through. Like, we got to go up, and it's like that was the pattern, but it was like the same frame. But they stretched it out across this whole thing.
Yeah, they stretched it out across the map. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was us back in the day. So just going all the way through the whole franchise, it's one of the ones that literally I played. Was it in my late teens, my 20s, my 30s, crazy stuff. So yeah,
I wish they would redo that one. Could that ever happen?
Original one?
The original, make that a modern. That would have been awesome.
I mean, to be honest, they have a lot of things that they could take and sort of expand on, but who knows what Konami's doing? I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they're doing Silent Hill games now, but we'll see.
Here's a funny little time with that. So, I reviewed that new Tales from the Borderlands, and the guy was like, all right, we need to sneak into this area. And it was like two options. One of them was a cardboard box. And I selected that one. I was like, oh, and he was like, and then even the sound of went off, and he says, well, maybe this will work. And then he's moving, and then the guy was like, what the hell is that? Is that a box movement? Why is there a cardboard box here? And kicks it over. And I was like, yeah, what? That's something that you never thought about in the game. It's like, yeah, this cardboard box is moving around the room. One dude's walking back and forth. He doesn't notice that.
Well, I mean, the way it is that you're not supposed to move when the cardboard box.
No, I know, but when he comes back to look, he sees obviously it's in a different location. It's just not moving, but it was funny.
Yeah. Let me read something that Blitz wrote here. He goes, I have some great Gears memories. My favorite was in Gears 2 multiplayer on River. A mate and I were 2-on-1 with 2-on-1 on this dude hiding in the house. He hid the front door and blind threw a grenade towards the top level, but it went straight through and out the window and landed next to me. That's cool. Yeah. Again, this whole year I haven't been able to stop thinking about Elden Ring. Fucking awesome.
Elden Ring.
And for some reason, I keep still thinking about Like a Dragon. What a great game that was. You know?
I told you, I just that was when we talked about it last week about Black Friday pickups, and I picked just to play on the Steam Deck. I have it on the PlayStation, I have it on the Xbox, and now I have it on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, it's a great, fantastic game. I'm like, I want to go back to, but it's like, do I go back to replay? Because it's a long game. I put almost 100 hours, so I'm like, I can't restart it, so I may as well just wait for the new one, you know. But yeah, that's how you know a game's good, when you can't stop thinking about it. Like all these years later, I'm like, damn, you're cool. Like a Dragon was fucking awesome, man. You know, because obviously there's other games that that I think about, but like it's been so long. Like obviously there was a point where like Metal Gear Solid 3 was stuck in my head forever, but that was like 20 years ago now. You know, so the games that are stuck in my head are more recent games and stuff. But yeah, that's Mass Effect. Mass Effect. I dreamed in fucking conversation wheels. That's how you know it was real. Like I'm serious. Like when I would dream, I'm talking to people. It would be in conversation wheels. You know. So I've had a lot of moments like that for sure. You know, good stuff. Anybody else on here? Games that have stuck with you for a while?
I mean, Halo 2 for me, probably. Because it's just the game that I played the most out of any game I've ever played. And it's, I don't know, I feel like I've always tried to get that same experience that I had back then. And I guess the sad thing is it's probably never happened. Even though, I've had great multiplayer experiences, I don't think anything is ever going to get close to that.
Not even Monster Hunter World, man. We had some epic times, man, with that shit, you know?
Well, Monster Hunter World is probably that one, and Heroes of the Storm are probably two of my top tiers from the last decade or so. But yeah, and Gears also, thing you don't know, Adam fucking loves Gears like crazy. I used to love Gears like crazy back in the day.
Gears.
I used to play multiplayer all the time. That's all we did. Gears 2 multiplayer. Shotgun, no scopes on the middle of, I forgot the name of the map. But we used to play that all the time.
Yeah, it was on Mansion. There was a few areas that had that.
In particular, Gears 2. Gears 2 was the multiplayer game. And yeah, like, those types of experiences are always gonna stick with me. Especially because, these days they're few and far in between.
Yeah, man.
So if it becomes a big, to link off of that, the big co-op, if we're going off of just co-op from memories, it would be when we played Division 2. Remember that with the Voice of God and Tony and Chris. We played all through that one.
Yeah.
And then I played for a little bit as well, and then I dropped off.
Yeah, we had fun times under Division for sure.
What was it? I trying to remember what caused. Oh, it was the raid system that caused.
My cousin. I never heard of that man in my life.
It was what was that? We couldn't do it.
He's never gone back to play the game again. He deleted that shit. He never went.
Yeah, that was it. He was gone. He's like, "What? No, boom."
Yeah, because he did so much grinding and shit, and then with a patch, he just deleted all his progress.
Ooh.
Like he said, he was grinding for weeks. Man,
there's always someone.
I think I've known this guy his entire life, and I never heard him that mad ever. Brian, do you have anything?
Oh yeah. I'm going to skip the obvious of Witcher 3 because I rag about that so many times, and go to Infamous 1. Like that storyline, like that.
Oh yeah,
that twist at the end.
Yes.
Again,
the twist, Brian. The twist when you find out who the main dude is. You're like, oh shit.
It's like looking back, it's kind of like, okay, it's not that great a twist, but at the time it was just like, wow, it just really got me. It's like, I never thought of that. And then it puts the whole thing into perspective, and then it's like one of those twists where, like, again, you have to go back and rewatch the movie because it puts the whole thing in a different perspective type thing. It's like, okay, like go back and replay the game and then see how stuff makes more sense than what it did before. It's like, like I now understand now. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like if they if they remake that, I think that's possibly the only like PlayStation game or IP I'm willing to rebuy.
Yeah, they should remake that.
Heard it here first.
Brett, you always pepper us with great gaming moments. You want to just single one out? If you're around.
I'm here. I have a couple of things of something I haven't said before.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago, you gave us this like epic story about something that happened in like Ark. You know, like you always got stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing lately. To be real honest with you, I hate to be kind of a bummer, but like, I generally have really good time with emergent storyline type games, and I really haven't been playing any of those. I had the same experience in God of War everybody else did.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you'll probably have new stories when Starfield comes out.
Oh, when Starfield comes out, I could probably regale some Elden Ring stories. I don't really have any grounded stories.
Oh, you're starting to cut out.
I was just saying, grounded for an open building game is surprisingly story centric. So, yeah, not a whole lot as of lately. Bad. I'm sure I'll think of something as soon as we stop talking about it.
Probably. It's all right. You'll hit us with several more in the future.
Yeah, I'll just drop them as they come.
Good stuff. All right, man. Moving on here. Let us. Where are we right now? Oh, we got some sponsored questions. By the way, I hear a fan. I don't know what's going on there.
I mean, it's probably the heater we got on here.
Oh, you just turned it on?
Yeah, I mean, we got
heat. It's
heat.
a little cold, you know. Okay, sponsored questions. Who is this? Death again? Always sponsoring stuff, man. These are two mob hits questions here. This one's funny. How much money have you spent on gaming during the course of your life? Fucking probably $10,000 or more. Like I'm pretty sure it's like $20,000-$30,000. Like it's a lot of fucking money, you know.
Just add them on controllers alone, probably like 10 grand.
Shit, I got a racing wheel coming.
Like obviously, you know, I didn't say, how much did I spend, but I'm pretty sure it's in the $10,000 range for sure, you know. And that's probably you know how like you always underestimate shit. It's probably more than that, you know.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on if gaming PCs count because they're kind of multifaceted in their use. So I don't know.
But consoles count, and those cost
consoles
money,
definitely
you know?
do count.
So yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but yeah.
It's hard to quantify. I guess, probably give a range, but yeah, like Tony said, over 10 grand easy. It's not even close.
No,
it's way over 10 grand.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like I've spent probably like an entire year's worth of salary and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot, man, because gaming, it's an expensive hobby, man. And
especially the last two generations, I've bought so many fucking games.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think anybody can answer this. It's just unless somebody's been meticulously jotting notes and shit.
or has like an Amazon history stuff.
Yeah. But even if Amazon history is even that long, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, me, Manny, and fucking Adam, we've been buying shit. Well, not us. We, you know, our parents were buying this shit. Like, but like, you know, we've been doing this for decades. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like, I guess the first, like, a legitimate.
Because it has to be something that that you bought with your own money. You know.
Yeah, I mean, did we buy the PlayStation 2 with our own money? I can't remember.
I did.
I must have had it too.
Dreamcast was the first one I bought with my own money. So
yeah.
You bought me the PlayStation 2.
That's when I had a job.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you got that one. So.
The first console I ever bought
I'm thinking about when I had a job and all that stuff. What was it? What was I doing? But I don't know. I can't even remember how I got the money for some of this stuff. I just know I had it.
I think the 360 was the first one I bought with my own money.
Oh shit! Nice. Yeah, man. Yeah, decades. What's up, Brian?
I'm just looking at not looking at the numbers, but just putting it in perspective. And those of us that got a PS5, PS4, PS3, and a Steam Deck, just those four alone is easily 2K.
Yeah.
So when you factor in everything else, like the Switch, VR headsets, and all the games, it's like,
don't remind me about that, Brian.
I have to,
subscriptions,
Carlos bought the Wii U for some odd reason.
Yeah, man, because it's got all the games that people are loving on the Switch now, man.
Yo, man, you were there first.
I was there first.
You're like, yo, man, I'm one of the OGs, son.
I was playing Mario Kart 8 back in the day.
I was playing Mario Kart back in the day.
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, 2K just for those, and it's like doesn't take into account the 360 and all the Xboxes that I bought. I bought like 3 Xbox Ones, and 3 PS4s.
This is red light Xboxes.
Well, it was Xbox One, Xbox One S, and Xbox One X.
Oh, okay.
So it was all those iterations, and then I bought two.
You had at least 2 PlayStation 4s.
I had 3. So I had the original, and 2 PS4 Pros, which I sold, by the way, along with all my games. Sold I had a God of War 2018 PS4 Pro. It's pretty cool. Sold for pretty good money.
Good stuff.
But yeah, I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot of money, man.
It's incalculable.
It's too much,
Mm-hmm.
It's too make it.
Do make it, yeah, in a bad way, All right, next question here. This one's interesting. Did Nintendo just win End of the Year Asshole Award for the recent Smash Brothers tournament scandal? I had to look this up. I had no idea what he was talking about. But apparently there was a Smash World Tour, and Nintendo decided to cancel it, kind of at the last minute. I'm reading this off of our favorite website, Kotaku. So, because then I didn't even know about this. On November 29th of this year, it was announced that Smash World Tour was canceled right off the rip. The event's organizers, Video Game Boot Camp, slammed both Nintendo and Panda Global for the tournament getting tossed. In its initial Medium statement, Video Game Boot Camp said the cancellation came, quote unquote, without any warning, despite the organizers being in contact with Nintendo for the past 12 months. The reason for the unceremonious shuttering: Video Game Boot Camp wasn't licensed through Nintendo like Panda Global's Panda Cup tournament was. This caused plenty of headaches for Video Game Boot Camp, and the organizers pointed fingers at Panda Global CEO Dr. Alan Bunny for his attempts to undermine the Smash World Tournament by threatening it and other tournaments in cancellation, as well as wanting exclusive broadcasting rights, essentially a monopoly of the Smash Brothers scene. That sounds like a mess. So apparently they've been in negotiation with Nintendo for like 12 months, and since they weren't official, they decided to cancel it. I mean, it's Nintendo. What do you expect? Shady ass company. So there's a lot here. I'm not going to read all this, but this is a lot. Is anybody on the panel familiar with it? I'm just learning about this now because of this question.
I only know that some people are pissed, or a lot of people are pissed, and they canceled because I don't know if you mentioned this, health and safety protocols in terms of the reasons why Nintendo said, quote unquote, why they were canceling it or they're ending their whatever the hell they had to do with that. And they didn't really give like a specific reason why it was a health risk or whatever, but it was pretty much bullshit. And it just adds to the long. And I wish Chris was here for this.
Yeah, exactly. He explained it better.
And it just adds to the long list of things that Nintendo is rightly called an asshole for, because they do so much shit. And I've seen, I haven't really delved into this specific detail, but I just know a lot of people that I know were kind of upset that are pretty big Smash fans.
Yeah. But again, what do you expect from Nintendo? Fucking shady shit, as always, from that company.
I mean, they don't.
No surprise there.
Granted, I'm sure they wouldn't pull that backwards stuff with some Japanese company, right? I mean, with another Japanese company who's doing this sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, crazy shit. But yeah, if Chris is here, he probably explained it better. But I literally just learned about this now.
I mean, do they win Asshole of the Year?
I mean, Nintendo wins Asshole of the Year every year, basically, in my book.
I mean, over EA. I mean, I guess EA's been pretty quiet now.
Nintendo,
they're not the evilest. They're not the evilest company to exist anymore, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, Nintendo kind of wins that for me by default, unless somebody else does something worse, And
Activision has been trying to get sold, so it's like,
exactly. Activision can't be the evilest company anymore because they're essentially going to be going through transmogrifying into Microsoft.
Oh man, You're getting absorbed.
Yeah.
All right, we got another one from Logic Wins. With James Gunn officially becoming the head of all DC movie and television efforts, he recently confirmed that future DC video games will connect with the DC film universe. Given Gunn's track record, do you have a higher expectation for DC games going forward in terms of narrative character development? I'd love James Gunn's video game take on Legends of Tomorrow. Okay. I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts on this.
I mean, to be honest, I would say out of all things, that would be a very interesting idea, where essentially that now the video games somewhat connect to the actual movies. Might be interesting. But then again, that also doesn't leave. If they're all future titles are going to be connecting to the movies, does that mean that now they can't have their own version? Because to be honest, the best version of Batman has been the Arkham Batman.
Yeah.
He's possibly the most closest to what is the comic, like a very good in between the comics and whatever, some aesthetics that the movies had. I don't know. But it's interesting prospect. Hopefully they're just not making dumb movie games.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Just Sam, the game!
But it's like, okay, so you need to play the game in order to understand the movie and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you don't need to play Cyberpunk to understand what's going on in Edge Runners.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it might be some MCU shit, where it's like, oh, you want to understand Doctor Strange? You got to watch this fucking Wanda show.
No, I don't. I'm hoping it's not that.
That's what I'm hoping it's not.
I mean, it's like let's say you're making an Aquaman game and it's another story in the Aquaman universe, the movie universe, but it's got Jason Momoa in it or something. That's the way I sort of think. But who knows?
But yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on this. What about the rest of you guys? That's also a no.
Come and get your love.
Go ahead, Brett. You're a James Gunn guy. So what do you think?
I mean, I don't see it being a bad thing. I don't like it. We kind of probably all want continuity between the universes. I mean, like Guardians of the Galaxy didn't have it, but I think that threw everybody off a little bit, and they kind of learned to accept it. But I don't really see a situation where this is a problem unless they try making a bunch of movie games. But I think it sounds more like it's just going to be continuity across mediums,
Yeah. Yeah, could be good, could be bad.
I feel like I mean, he hasn't done a bad job with movies. I know you're not particularly a fan of his thing, so maybe games will be funnier and not be so goddamn serious and take themselves so seriously. And I'll be a fan of that, and you won't. For the most part, I think it's good.
I'm just kind of done with DC movies too, to be honest.
Are you just done with all
your boy's coming
superheroes?
back.
I think I might be, Brett.
Henry, your boy's coming back, son.
Hopefully that'll be good, you know.
And the
I'll check that
Shazam
out.
movie wasn't half bad.
Yeah, but
The
I don't
original.
really need to see a sequel for that.
Hmm.
Now I skipped the Black Adam shit. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
The Rock says you need to see Black Adam.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. All right. Moving on here. Ace Ali, what's going on, man?
Prince Ali, what's up?
And the last two questions of the night are very pertinent since they're related to the Game Awards, which will be live streaming. You know.
Oh my
next
god!
week?
Yeah, this week, isn't it? This week.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
coming
This
dope.
week, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything you're hoping to see at the TGAs this week? Maybe a certain game or developer getting their flowers, or a game update / announcement trailer, or something else? Are you not planning on watching or following it? No, we have no choice. We're streaming the shit, so
Yeah, we're
we
streaming,
will
so
be
you can
watching
come-
it. You know.
So yeah, you can
am
come
I
and
looking
watch
for-
us watch it.
I'm hoping something Carlos posted is true, that apparently this show is going to be quote unquote significantly shorter.
They're saying like 2 hours or less.
I hope so, because 3 hours of fucking that.
3 hours of advertisements and garbage.
They're probably going to take away more words and have more ads. You know.
Yeah, well, that's why
pretty much gonna happen.
I posted that on the Discord. I'm like, I forgot who posted. I think it was like Dumeke maybe. He's like, I posted the tweet. It's like, oh, the Game Awards is supposed to be shorter this year, and then I put, it's like, oh, so it's just gonna be ads now.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's just gonna be all ads, all ads and
just
world
ads.
premieres, and then they're just gonna be like, interrupt. We just gave away the award for blah blah blah. I thought I put that into our little throwdown dealie.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
it on the
it-
Discord.
Yeah, so hopefully it means that less fluff and more substance. But that's just us wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Wishfully thinking.
By the way, I want to add an addendum to your prediction about George Martin showing up for Elden Ring. I think that will happen, but it doesn't have to happen for Elden Ring winning Best Narrative. It can happen for any win that game gets. You know? What do you think, Carlos?
Yeah, they roll them out on the stage for
anything the game wins, right? It only needs to win one category. Probably going to win multiple, but I think for at least one category, he's going to go up there and accept. And here's here's the narrative, whatever. George R. R. Martin. Yeah. What do you think?
Well,
Carlos?
it's already been it's already baked in. If George R. R. Martin is showing up, he knows they're going to win. As far as just being any category, that's going to be tough, because if it I don't think it's going to be anything other than narrative that he shows up in. If it's something else, unless he's selling something.
Don't fucking tease me.
Because
there's only one thing he can be selling that we want.
Yeah, so that's the only way I can see him showing up for a category that's not explicitly narrative, because really that's the only thing he was ever involved with.
Yeah, that is true. I'm just saying. I'm just saying he will be there. He's gonna be there for sure.
Well, he get an opportunity to show up for any of the Comic Cons or any of the regular cons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you. I just don't see him skipping this type of award show.
Yeah.
And Jeff Keighley, giving him an award is the best PR for this video game show than giving it to some other.
Yeah.
By the way, that's my answer to this question. What am I anticipating at the awards? George Martin revealing that the Winds of Winter is coming out early next year. That's what I'm anticipating.
After he receives his award for best narrative.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm anticipating and hoping for, that we get a Winds of Winter announcement right there. And book reveal like, oh, it's coming. That's not going to happen, but that's what I want. Wishful thinking. Let's go.
I just want to show you this.
We're turning Game of
World
Thrones
premiere.
into a spin-off of Elden Ring. Like, what if they did that? What if they turned Game of Thrones into a video game, but Elden Ring style?
That'd be interesting. All right. Anybody else? What are you looking forward to? The key of the awards.
I really don't look forward to anything for the Game Awards. I just think it's You know what I look forward to the Game Awards? Hanging out with you guys and fucking clowning that fucking show. That's what I
yes. Yes.
because there's like I feel like there's a lot of this goofy positivity about the Game Awards, like, oh, it's a celebration. No, it's a marketing campaign. Yeah. That's what it always is.
That's what all awards are. That's all. Yeah. It's a hype things up.
Here's the thing: at least on the Academy Awards, fucking like when Steven Spielberg gets his award for whatever movie he had done, he doesn't pop out a trailer for the next shit he's doing. That's the fucking Game Awards in a nutshell.
Yeah, the Game Awards are just fucking disgusting. They really are.
Yeah,
but people like to see it. That's the thing. Unless we bitch about it, people like those trailers.
And to be honest, and I understand why they put the trailers in there, because there is no other fucking reason why anybody would watch those awards.
Yeah, for talking normally. That's the GDC right there. Then.
Yeah, GDC has an award show. Does anybody care about watching it? Not really.
Only friends and family.
You throw a bunch of trailers on there, and then the rest of the gaming community is saying they want to watch a fucking award show.
Of course.
It's crazy. All right, anybody else? Whatever. All right, moving on. Last question of the night. Toon Medic, our boy Mr. Michael Santiago. By the way, he asked us 3 questions, so 2 things. Remember, keep it to 2 if possible, and keep them gaming. The other 2 questions were not about gaming, so I did not include them. One of them I did include for the AMA special. That's where you can ask us whatever you want. So yeah, Michael, just in the future, just remember, keep it gaming for most of these shows. Actually, for like every show but 2, because we only do 2 AMA specials a year. The rest are gaming. All right. What is the biggest snub of this year's Keeley Awards? Who cares? It doesn't fucking matter what gets nominated or not. All of this shit is a popularity contest. That's all it is. I was telling people this over the weekend, right? A game's merit doesn't get it into the Game Awards. How much has it sold? How popular is it on social media? How popular is it among the media? That's what gets the game included, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and you know me, I love me some Horizon Forbidden West. That game has no business being awarded Game of the Year at all. It should not be in that category. But why? It was a popular game among the reviewers and stuff. That's why, So the whole thing, I understand it's like a big thing for the gaming industry or whatever. But I can't help but be cynical about this shit. It is it is so transparently what it is. It's just a fucking 3-hour commercial. So yeah, like oh, this got nominated. This who gives a shit? It doesn't fucking matter.
I feel like
this whole show is a sham.
Again,
you look at their little influencer dealie right there. It's literally all the influencer nominations there. It's literally all the top tier of influencers that exist currently.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go and dig on somebody who has who's actually doing a decent job. I don't know, maybe like the gaming historian. Like that guy who actually does a really good job. He's not like
on the level of those.
No, they're not going to name guys like that.
See, but that's the thing. If you're an executive or someone who's funding all of this stuff, you're like, all right, well, it only makes sense. It's like
I get
stuff.
it.
Why? Because then those people will tune in to see the game.
I fully understand. I'm just saying, as a fan,
what
I think
you do is you choose.
But I get it. Yeah. If I was running the show, I'd do it just like that.
That's it.
You choose the zeitgeist choice. But the thing about it is that doesn't also give there a chance for something that may not be on the bucket list to get in there.
But that's not what the show's about. The show's not about.
But that's not what the show is about. Here's the thing: like on the Oscars, you can have a crazy upset where like a not such a big budget movie wins a Picture of the Year.
Yeah.
That's the total opposite.
That ain't happening on the Game Awards.
It's funny. That all goes full circle with when Microsoft released their document, their rebuttal to Sony's complaints about the whole thing. When it was like, oh, we're losing a big game, our fans. He's like, well, according for the past few years from your own player base for the votes on your website of the top 5 games, Call of Duty's not listed as one of the top 5 by your player base. So they don't really care about this Call of Duty.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is that the player base is not going to be the one that votes.
But there you go. But that's what I'm saying. The people that are passionate will not passionate.
The passionate are gonna vote for their exclusives.
Yeah,
but the money is in. But the money is in the zeitgeist. Yeah. That's the general audience. And they're not going to be voting on some silly website bullshit.
All these awards are like that, you know. And then these presenters is like, what the hell are we doing here, you know? And I say, and this is the same. I say this about all award shows; they're all the same, like that, you know.
Yeah.
And that's where
like a couple of weeks ago, they had the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is itself a fucking sham, right?
Oh yeah.
They had this girl, Ariana Grande, I think her name is. She was presenting the Best Metal Award. I'm like, who the fuck is this chick? You know, why is she presenting the best metal band or whatever?
Because she's part of a label that owns some of the metal bands, and they want to put more exposure on her. Like,
you know,
that's
well, the thing about it is like,
it's like, how about you get a metal rock person? At least,
roll out a Rob Halford, who actually did win a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, pretty young girl. Of course, they're gonna bring.
Well, there you go. Yeah. There's the eye candy. That's for everybody.
I totally love metal.
Get one of the girls from Baby Metal.
Wait, what was it?
Get the Baby Metal girls.
Was it a Kardashian that got shit on for wearing a Morbid Angel T-shirt?
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't even know a lyric or its song title. How dare you?
Yeah, it's
she just saw a cool T-shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't stop anybody from getting those. But it's still,
so with everything we said, that's why I think I agree with them calling it a celebration of gaming, because you can't take it serious. You can't say this is a good reflection of the industry. It's entertainment. It's Clio.
It's equivalent. You know what it's equivalent to? It's equivalent to having a run-in the WWF. And it's a totally random run-in, and yet the music, yet you hear the wrestlers' music playing as they run out. It's like, what did that dude go walk over to the guy who does the music cues and say, "Okay, I'm gonna run out at this point, and then you're gonna flash my music."
Yeah, it was all planned, and no one ever picks up on it. Like, oh man, he just came out of the crowd, really? And the music,
the music's playing and everything.
Oh boy,
there's nothing random about this.
Is anybody in the chat excited for the Game Awards? Have you ever been? Sure. Like, I want to know genuinely, because
I'm excited.
Are we just going through the motions as we always go?
I've been bragging on this fucking show for like over a decade.
I just want to see trailers.
Ever since Throwdown first started, I've been ragging on this shit.
I think most of the people are kind of like me and Adam, where it's like we just hope we see one announcement that gets us excited.
That's it.
And that's all we can hope for.
Game Awards is what showed us the Series X.
That is true.
And all those games that haven't come out yet.
Exactly. And all the games that haven't
come out. They didn't say in the end of that trailer coming in 2023.
They promised you nothing, Andy. They promised you nothing. So you know what? That's it. That's what I'm excited for. Hopefully, one of the games that they announced and showed off, and that besides some of the lesser ones that did come out, drop them. Yeah. What has Bethesda been working on besides Fallout 76 content? Let's see some more.
Let me read some of the comments here. Logic Win says, yes, me, very enthusiastic about it. Blitz says he enjoys it. Toon Medic says, definitely. Mobbit says, meh. Drunken Garden says, no, I'm not, because I can just watch the announcements separately. Toon Medic wants to win a Steam Deck. Bliss says, I don't take it seriously, but just want to see the world premieres. Valid,
That's all.
Logic Wind goes, Tony, why wouldn't you be excited for new game announcements? Yeah, get excited for games that are going to come out 5 years from now. Yeah, real exciting,
I want to see the Game Awards pull one of those things where they'll be like, we just announced this game. By the way, it's coming out this week.
I don't think that's fair. Games that maybe will come out in 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mob Pistols. I just want to get excited like I got excited for Callisto Protocol. Dang! No.
Yo, man, you ready for a penguin?
This is why people just have to take what they see with a grain of salt, just like you do with movie trailers and TV trailers. And I told Carlos knows this, and I told when we did I Am Negan, that's the Walking Dead podcast. Whenever they would show at the end, shout out for that. Whenever they would show at the end, oh, this is what you can see in the next episode. No, oh, did you see that? No, I did not watch it. Why? Because there's no guarantee we're going to see that. They could just put a montage of shit that's going to happen in like 2 or 3 other episodes, and they do weird fast cuts to make it seem like a character dies, something happens. It's all misleading, misdirection. So I don't bother. And that's it. Okay. Yeah. Don't watch it.
Yeah, it's. I will say this. Another reason why a lot of people are excited about this is because, kind of like how Brett would feel about E3. There's just not that many shows that kind of get everyone together in a collective. This is gaming zeitgeist in a way.
This is where you're gonna get your announcements and news.
Yeah, well, it's where you get your announcements and news, and kind of everyone's paying attention. So everyone on Twitter is going to be active. Everyone on the streams and on Twitch is going to be active. All the videos are going to come out. All your buddies are going to text you, what is this game, or what is this game, and stuff like that. So
it's like a state of the gaming industry going into next year. That's pretty
kind of.
Yeah.
And usually the shows are pretty bad for the most part.
Yeah. Like I said, the best part is talking shit about it with you guys on air.
Just watching the trailer. That's it. I don't care who presents. I don't care about the live acts. Remember that weird.
I don't care about the esports gamer of the year.
Don't care about that. Don't care about none of that. I just want
for change.
Or gamer of the year. What is it? Trending gamer.
Trending gamer.
Yeah. I don't care. I just want to see the trailers, and that's it. Hopefully I see something that catches my attention and it's a big surprise, and it doesn't tell me 4 years down the road. Maybe it'll say, hey, we have a guaranteed date, January or February.
Next, we have an announcement from one of your favorite game developers.
Oh yeah. Most assuredly, there's going to be a Kojima announcement.
No, of course.
Oh yeah. And
if that dude's in LA
Guillermo's
right
going to
now,
come up too.
Guillermo's going to be out there. They're going to probably roll out Junji Ito or something like that. Yeah, it's going to be.
Oh wait, he's going to be there?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm like, now I'm excited.
But he was
right? Thursday.
Junji Ito was,
this Thursday.
Attached to PT, I guess, or Silent Hills.
Yeah, well, I mean, anything that's horror in Japanese and amazing is Junji Ito's almost always involved somehow.
Mm-hmm. Kojima's making a Tomue adaptation. I don't know.
What's it called? I'm pretty sure Del Toro is gonna promote his Pinocchio movie. Oh yes,
that's coming out on the 15th. So
I'm sure we'll see some movie.
I'm sure he's gonna have a trailer for it. It's like,
and I've been hearing good things about it. I want to see my movie, and this is my best friend.
Where is he from? Is he Peruvian? I don't know why.
He's from Mexico.
He's Mexican. What the
Mexican?
fuck?
Right. I don't know. His accent comes
pretty much
very
my uncle.
Peruvian.
Yeah, man, they invited him for dinner last year.
Okay.
Christmas and shit.
This is my cinematographer, Guillermo Navarro.
What was it? Avocados come from Mexico.
That's true.
Yeah, they got all those commercials all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony, I actually am looking to see something which is quite exciting, which is just going to be like the random shills from YouTube that just appear out of like no reasons on the Game Awards.
I was going to name some names, but I stopped myself.
or the people winning. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no! I was about to say like the time when like Linus from Tech Tips just appeared out of nowhere and like was shilling about like some 4K TV, and it's like, the fuck, Linus?
Oh yeah!
You.
Oh my god!
Oh,
yeah, those are the worst, man. Those are the worst. Yeah.
You know what I would love, and if they did this, then I would say this is the best year ever. And Tony's gonna laugh at this because it's brilliant. If they do Just Dance.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
What was it? Was it that 1 year they got a celebrity, or like I think it was like an actor or something, and it's like, oh, I wonder what he's gonna say, and he just spent the whole time just promoting something.
He was on a phone. He was promoting some game on a phone. Remember, he's like, "Oh, I was in the back getting some kills." Maybe it was Call of Duty Mobile.
Was it
something he was playing on his phone?
Such cringe with shit like that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm just here at this award show randomly playing this mobile game.
Yeah.
I didn't see you there with that big camera in the crowd. Okay,
Yeah,
bruh.
Some.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I'm really looking forward to. Talking shit about the show. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Bullshit as it always is. Fuck this show.
Well, I mean, I don't like to say it, but I did get an email. I get my email.
There you go.
I did get
What
an
would they
email.
do, Ray?
Always.
It was from Xbox just saying to stay tuned. They got some stuff. So,
also-
but it was pointing to stuff that's also coming to Game Pass. So I think, if anything, they may just make announcements of things that they plan on dropping that are going to be part of the service. I don't know if it's going to be anything new. I mean, recently they had some things get pulled. So that Hot Wheels Unleashed was supposed to come to Game Pass next week. And then the next day they pulled it. They're like, oh, no, it's not coming. No definitive date. It's just, no, we don't know what's going on. So who knows? Maybe that was something that was supposed to be announced during the Game Pass, the Game Awards, and it wasn't supposed to be announced now. But I think that's what they most likely mean by stay tuned, because then that way it's that instant gratification that they can give, as opposed to a brand new game. Well, I think it was only Bethesda that did that once with Fallout Shelter. When they showed it and they were like, oh, wow, that looks cool. Okay, and guess what? When people are like, right now, it's on everything. That's great. And I think, and Ubisoft did that. They did with Blood Dragon or something like that. They did it with one of them. But that's it. They sent an email to stay tuned and some big announcements, especially stuff coming to Game Pass. I'm sure they wish that they had closed up that Activision deal, because that would have been a bigger announcement to say what's coming on.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Anything Game Awards related?
No, I'm just looking to like the funny parts of the show, which is the cringe compilations afterwards that they always do, because they're just hilarious.
Oh yeah, that one guy. Yeah.
That'll be good. Yeah, the cringe compilation.
So the big question should be, what will Nintendo have to show? Because they always show something, and they always usually end off showing like the end
Zelda.
of the show.
No, they're just gonna show a sizzle video like they did the last two times.
Remember we had that Mario Odyssey sing along. Remember there was like a live band performing and stuff.
No, that was for the music thing. That was like for the best music stuff.
Yeah,
I just think Zelda makes sense because they're just riding on Zelda. So
they're gonna show another video of the fucking game running at like 20 frames a second,
or a Mario movie trailer, right?
And the other thing that I'm looking forward to is having the presenters or like the game devs on stage talk about their games, and then they're just doing like a word salad of like just throwing out terms like, yes, this is like the most immersive thing ever, and we've really thought about the feedback from the community. It's like, no, just shut up. We all know you're lying.
Is Glenn Schofield gonna show up? Apologize and shit,
Yeah, just the PR talk is just going to be awful. But then again, we just talk shit about games anyway during the PR talk until like the next awards. So yeah.
Battlefield that did that. They said Battlefield did the same thing during something, and someone cracked it. Was like, yeah, but you shut down your Reddit page, it's because of all the flaming that people were bitching about shit, and then they just turned shit off. So you're not really listening to the community.
Yeah. All right, man. Start wrapping up. So yeah, we will be streaming the Game Awards. Are we gonna stream the pre-show too at 7:30 or not?
I don't know. Do you wanna?
I know we'll definitely start before 8 o'clock. You know what? Fucking why not? Sure.
Well, that's 8 Eastern.
Yeah, 8 Eastern. Yeah. 8 Eastern, yeah. So yeah, we'll do this the pre-show where they get all the other awards out of the way. Like, okay, let's get these shits out the way,
Yeah, it's the actual Game Awards is not 3 hours, but the pre-show, that's they extended the pre-show. Right, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that, look forward to dunking on it. All right. Does anybody have anything to plug around here?
Actually, I do. So if you guys have looked at our Twitch, I had done a few episodes of Throwdown Draws. Those episodes of Throwdown Draws will be coming to YouTube, and in 3-hour bites, about 4 different episodes. I'm still trying to figure out a good time to post it. Possibly maybe around the holidays, so closer to when we're all off, and you guys have something to watch if you haven't seen them. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Those are coming.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Some content, because Throwdown will be taking 2-week hiatus, so that could be good. Fill in times. And Adam, what's going on with I Am Negan?
No, nothing right now. We're just next year. Then we'll have Fear the Walking Dead, and Dead City, and all the other ones start spewing out next year. Except the Rick and Michonne. Who knows when that's going to. But at least the other ones will. And if you're all caught up, a lot of people tuned in, especially on the Spotify on that account, which is cool. We got to see that wrap up, that Spotify wrap up thing they sent out. It was a good amount of new subs following, which is good. They're still there, and I was expecting all the people to drop off once it's done, and it hasn't happened. So I guess people are sticking around to see what happened with the spinoffs. That, and of course, over at the Coalition, we have a lot of content. We got a bunch of the reviews for some of these games, and we're putting together our must-play list, not just the top best games, but the games that people may have missed that came out this year because they weren't big name titles, and putting together a nice little list for people to check out. Most of them are on sale, so I'm trying to save some people some money, Yeah,
that's good stuff, man. All right, so make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Join the Discord where the conversations and the rumors are always popping. And shout out to the Discord gang for always giving us questions to ask for the show. Wouldn't be here without you guys, so that's always appreciated. You can find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show. That's 2 words, Throwdown Show. Throwdownshow.com to listen to previous episodes. And if you've been watching us on YouTube and enjoyed the content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of when our premieres go live. Links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Don't buy Callisto Protocol right now. Wait for a deep sale, and I'm sure that'll happen by the end of the month.
Oh, shit. Brett Murdoch.
Oh, damn.
Brett Murdoch.
It has been real, people.
Yes. And Brian Majoma.
He went from George Bush doesn't care about black people to Hitler is my guy. What a guy.
Boy,
He
vey.
is nuts, man.
Yo, that motherfucker is crazy. Oh, my God. Anyway, people, see you on Thursday. Remember, TGA special is coming, so yeah. Later.
Latest.
Deuces.
Peace.